Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another product review. I know I have recently done a Rimmel foundation, but you guys seem to really enjoy that video, and I actually really enjoyed that foundation, and that was the Match Perfecting Rimmel foundation. While I was in Priceline recently, Rimmel had a bit of a sale on, so I thought why not pick up the Lasting Finish foundation. I grabbed it in the 303 True Nude, which I thought would be really good just to have a bit of a darker foundation that I can kind of go between mixing the two because they're quite significantly darker to lighter from each of them, especially when I'm tanned, which I am right now. I only tanned last night, so I'm quite dark, so I thought this would be a perfect excuse to use this foundation and try it out for you guys. I've gone onto Priceline's website, and as I usually do, I like to read what the company describes this product like, and then I can give you my true review of whether I think that those points that they make are in actual fact true or untrue, or what my opinions are. So I've gone onto their website and pulled up the Rimmel Lasting Finish so that I can give you guys a little bit of a rundown on what Priceline and Rimmel describe the Lasting Finish foundation. Now, they're saying that this is a full coverage foundation enriched with a comfort serum, instant perfect coverage that feels extra comfortable and lasts all day. So I feel like I'm curious to see, because I know that the other one in their ranges was a medium to full coverage, and that actually covered really well. So I'm curious to see how this sits on my skin, whether it looks cakey, whether it's too much, or I don't know if it's just too patty cake, if that makes sense. A sweat, heat and humidity and transfer proof up to 25 hours with an SPF of 20. Dermatologist tested also. The way that they describe to apply this product is just add your desired amount with a makeup brush, fingers or a sponge and blend outwards, which is normally what you do anyway. You can use this basically any which way that you like. So I'm just curious. It is actually about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a pretty gloomy day outside, so I'm just curious to see how long this lasts. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I'm going to leave it on for 25 hours, because that would mean that you sleep in your foundation. And let me tell you, girls and guys, you never sleep with your makeup on, ever. That is the number one rule. I don't care what brands tell you lasts for how long. Never, ever sleep in your makeup. The results, truly devastating. Trust me, I did it in my early 20s, from night clubbing to home, being lazy, not taking my makeup off properly, and I paid for it. Paid for it every single time. So please always make sure you take your makeup off, even if it's just with a makeup wipe before you can wash it in the morning, but it's still better than nothing. So don't ever sleep with your foundation on. Okay, so we will not be doing that today, but I'm going to take your word for it, Rimmel, and I'm going to give you, say, maybe 10 hours, and you can prove it to me that it is sweat, heat and humidity and transfer proof for that amount of time. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my primer on one side and have the other side unprimed like what I do normally. Now, I recently went to Sephora and I have picked up a new primer. So this video is going to be a bit of a two-in-one review. I normally like to use primers that match with the brand that I'm using for the time being, and especially too because this is using a high-end primer is not something that I would normally do, but I just feel like I'm really excited to try it because it's still been sitting in the box since I got home from the city. So I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity, and what I'm going to be using for my primer is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. It is a 12-hour perfecting primer, so they like to tell you that this is pore refining, it's waterproof and line filling, which all three of those things I'm really excited to let you know how they are, because I have been searching so long for something that can really fill my pores, and I feel like my Benefit one is fantastic, but I don't know about you guys, like, but I just get bored using the same things all the time. So I really wanted to try something new. I'm pretty sure that this was about $46, but when I went in, they had the black card member sale, so I had 20% off. So I thought, while there was 20% off for me, I wanted to pick one up, so I did. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and I'm gonna start with my primer and then go in with foundation. Okay guys, so I'm choosing to do my left hand side of my face with the poreless primer. I'm going to go in just with a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to start to fill my face with this putty and fill those pores. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I seem to suffer really badly. I've mentioned in previous videos that I have really bad pores, and I just feel like that they're just super crater-like, and I absolutely hate them. So any sort of primers that do have a pore filling agent, I am down for. But I have been doing my primer a little bit different lately. Like, I like to put it all over my face, and then at the end, when I have just a little bit left over, I like to just glide it over. So I'm putting a little bit extra product, but I just like to glide it over those pores, just so that way I'm filling that area and it's having like a really seamless base to start with. Now that that is done, I'm going to go in with my foundation, and I'm going to do my regular thing where I do 3 pumps on my first coat, and then I'll just spot go in and see how that. I feel like that this is going to be a really thick consistency. I just have like this feeling, so bear with me. Like, I like full coverage, but I like products that are medium to full coverage typically, because they then are buildable and you can control the thickness more so than a full coverage. Fingers crossed that this is not too cake-like. So I'm going to just lightly pop as much as I can on with my finger to start with, and then I am going to take my Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush, and I'm going to buff all of that in. But I like to just put it on my face first, because I feel like I can spread it around and I'm not really wasting as much product as what I would if I was, I don't know, using a beauty blender or a sponge to apply it. I just feel like it soaks up way too much for my liking. So that is slightly done. This is very dark. Ugh. I hate having, I don't know, I don't tan my face, so I'm used to my face being fair, and I really don't hate the fact that my face is fair. I like to have a brown body. But I did pick the shade of this foundation was because with the other Match Perfection one, it was perfect for when I was like on my way out of a tan, but then I picked this one because I don't really have any drugstore ones that are dark enough for when I am tanned. So that's why I picked that. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to buff this first coat into my skin. That is thick, man. Wow. I can feel that already on my... I hate too, like, really thick foundations that are just so heavy on the face. Kind of looks a little bit pink, don't you think? So immediately I can tell you it does feel very thick. So if you're somebody who doesn't like thick full face makeup, then this is definitely not for you. If you are wanting a super full coverage and you don't want to spend the money on a high-end brand, I mean, this is pretty full coverage. Like, and okay, so this is now the second coat. I do feel like that it's covering my blemishes and my pores. I do feel like it's very blurring, but I also feel like it is very full coverage. I'm not really 100% on the color, but like I have said in previous videos, I never seem to be happy with the color first up, so I like to let it just sort of oxidize a little bit, and then I feel like once we have done that, then it sort of comes out with a bit more of a true color. I am highly tanned, so I do feel like that it does match my body to my neck and my skin a lot more than what it would if I was untanned. This is definitely not a non-fake tan color. 2 coats of foundation are on, and at this very point in time, I do feel like it is very thick. This is something that I I honestly probably wouldn't wear this on an everyday occasion. I probably wouldn't even wear this on a Saturday night. Like, I'm all for the full coverage, but like sometimes I do hate the feeling of full coverage, even though that really doesn't make any sense. But I actually don't like the feeling of too heavy of a foundation. I want it to feel weightless. I want it to feel like, you know, I've got nothing on my skin, but yet my face feels flawless. But this feels like 2 layers of foundation. So I don't know, maybe once it sort of settles in and it oxidizes a little bit, maybe it might be a little bit different, but at the point in time, I really can't tell. I do feel like this side has gone on a lot more flawless than, say, this side. But in saying that, they both look exactly the same to me. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to be filming another video, so I'm going to go ahead and do my makeup for that. After I have finished filming that video, I'm going to check back in and let you guys know what it feels like having my powders and all of that and my concealers and everything like that put on. But at this very point in time, I don't know if I'm loving it because it does feel really thick to me. It does feel really dark. I am not used to having foundation this dark on my face, but yeah, I'm going to check back in once my makeup is done. So at the moment it is, it's now 20 past 10. So yeah, I will just check back in with you guys once I've done my makeup, which should be in about an hour or so, depending on how long it takes me to film it. So I will see you guys I'll see you guys shortly. Just finished my makeup look. I have created this eye look, which should be up before the first impression video. So I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, so far so good. I'm still maintaining that it is very full coverage. And for me to say that something is very full coverage is, I don't know, I just feel like probably a little bit too thick for me. I have to say though, it did settle in a lot nicer than what I thought that it was going to, considering that with this sort of look, I think you really do need to have a full coverage foundation, considering it's so glam. But as a day-to-day foundation, I probably wouldn't recommend it because it is super full coverage. It definitely has blurred out a lot of fine lines and wrinkles and pores. My left-hand side on me, obviously, is where I have primed, and I do notice such a difference in one side to the other. I don't know whether it's because I used a more high-end primer, or I don't know, like, but I definitely do feel like this side has held up a lot better than this side. But so far so good. I mean, I'm not overly, I'm not even going to sit here and say that I love it, because this is something that I usually try to avoid in a foundation. But for people who like full coverage, I mean, this could be really good for you guys, and the price point of it is pretty good. So this has been on for about an hour and a half because it took me a little while with my makeup. But yeah, so far so good. I don't really feel oily. I mean, I don't feel oily, but on my forehead I'm feeling like it's a little bit shiny. So I don't know, I'm gonna wait and see how it progresses throughout the day. But yeah, I'll check back in another, say, 4 hours, so it'll be about 2 o'clock or something. Yeah, and I'll see you guys then. It's now 4 o'clock. I feel really bad. I actually should have done it at 2, but I've just been so caught up all day. But yeah, so this is now 4 o'clock. I've had the foundation on. Excuse the darkness. I don't know why it's so dark today. It's like really gloomy, and I don't know, it's not a very nice day today. So I don't love it. I'm gonna put it out there at this moment. I don't know, I don't really seem too oily, so it's not too bad. Yeah, it's just too thick for me. Like, I can really feel it, and like I've said, I don't care if it blurs my pores. I don't want to feel like I'm wearing foundation, and I kind of feel like I am. So at this point in time, I'm not loving it, but I'm gonna wait another couple of hours and just see like how it's going, because it's only 4 o'clock now. So I don't know, I'll check back in at about 7 and I'll let you guys see how it's fitting in then. But at this point in time, I don't. Oh my god, guys, so it's actually like 10:30 now. I've had my makeup on for officially 12 hours, but I mean, it's really not that bad. I'm shining like a goddamn disco ball. Like, honestly, Look, it's really not that bad. For a drugstore foundation, it could be so much worse. I mean, it was $16 and I got that on sale as well, but this camera has a bit of a softening agent, so it kind of makes my skin look a lot better than what it really is. Considering that I've had this foundation on now for God knows how long, I can't even wait to take this off because it's starting to go really shiny. It's like cracking all around my skin. I don't know if you can see all like the patches and everything. I feel like it just really latches onto all of my dry patches, and then where I go a lot oilier, it just goes so much oilier. So this foundation really did not do me any favors. Like I probably will never wear it ever again. I just feel like it just soaks in, and yeah, so I don't know. I didn't really have a very good experience with this particular foundation. So if you guys want to give it a go and let me know what your thoughts were, but yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend to buy it unless you like that sort of style foundation and that's what you usually kind of go for. But otherwise, I hope that this helps, and I hope that you guys save a little bit of money that, you know, is hard earned. And this is why I do these videos, because like I feel like we all spend our hard earned money on makeup, and you know, sometimes not all of them are going to be the best. And if I have a skin type that is at least similar to 2 or 3 people, and you guys can get a bit of an idea of what it's sort of like, then it makes me happy that I've helped someone. So if you enjoy these type of videos, please make sure you give me a thumbs up so I know that these are videos that you like to see. But if you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do. You will have regular updates as to when I post. But until next time, I'll see you in my next video. See you. Bye.